All right, we are recording.
Okay, and here's my live audience. And this is my presentation for my public speaking class. Good afternoon. My name's Kathy Hudak. I'm here today, first of all, to thank you for coming to hear about a topic that a lot of people are not really crazy about hearing about. What I would like to tell you is, first of all, if you're here and you have a fear of snakes, I didn't bring any live snakes with me.
That's good.
Because I do have them. Prior to moving to Florida, I used to run a business that included wildlife lecturing and consulting with zoos, and we specialized in reptiles. So I'm going to warn you now, there will be some pictures, and if that's a problem, I apologize, but it will help you get used to seeing snakes. The purpose of this talk is to help you appreciate the role that snakes have, especially in Florida. Florida is home to about 46 species of different snakes, but you can relax in the fact that only 6 of those are venomous, and actually only 4 occur in the Central Florida area and where we live. We would be the eastern coral snake, the Florida cottonmouth, the dusky pygmy rattlesnake, and eastern diamondback rattlesnakes. And now, this is why we should appreciate snakes. They play an important role in the environment. People don't realize that snakes eat rodents, insects, other amphibians, and other snakes. And they help control their populations. What we see in Central Florida as the human population has grown and developments such as the villages and other areas around us come in, they're displacing snakes, and we've seen an increase in rodent populations, and there have actually been increases in insect populations as well. Now, that being said, I'm sure you still see them coming into your yards and your gardens and places like that. So what we're going to do is talk about some of the snakes that you'll most commonly see, some of the venomous snakes that you might see, and what you do when you encounter any type of snake, because we're not going to teach you how to tell the difference between them so that you can encounter them. We're going to tell you how to avoid being bitten.
Good idea.
This is a southern black racer. This is probably one of the most common little black snakes that you see, or maybe a little bit larger black snake that you see in your yard. They're non-venomous, and I've also included a picture of a juvenile or small snake because they do appear different, and you might not realize that it's actually a common black racer. This is another common snake that's found in gardens and often found in bushes and in damp areas. This is the ringneck snake. And me, being a snake lover, actually think they're a very cute snake. They don't get any longer than 12 inches, and the babies are often mistaken for earthworms. But they do eat a lot of small insects and a lot of termites and other pests that we want to have eliminated. Here is this is the red rat snake or corn snake. They are non-venomous and completely harmless. They're often confused with the coral snake, which also occurs in this area, and they are venomous. This is the common garter snake. It comes in various colorations, from brown to greens to some blues. This is the most common form, and this is often mistaken for a cottonmouth or another venomous type of snake. And now we're going to take a look. These are the most common of the venomous snakes that occur here. The brown water snake is most often mistaken for a venomous snake, and most often the cottonmouth or the eastern diamondback rattlesnake. If the rattle is not present, they have a lot of the same colorations. Now, I said before, we're not here to teach you to determine the difference between a venomous and non-venomous snake, but we will talk about what happens if you think you are bitten by a venomous snake. And I'm going to have a handout at the end of this, and you can pick it up and take it with you, so you do not have to remember all of these. We're just going to cover them briefly. Do call 911 immediately. Do not wait for the symptoms to develop. Don't wait until you feel tingling in your extremities, in your tongue. Call right away. Remove your rings, watches, restricted clothing near the bite, because if you do experience swelling, it will be very difficult to remove those items. Keep the bitten extremity, whatever it is, below the heart, and record the time of the bite and the symptoms as they progress. And now these are things not to do. There are things that people, when they get bitten by a snake, your adrenaline is up, you tend to want to take some kind of an action. Once again, do not wait for the symptoms to develop. Call 911 immediately. So that's twice we've heard that. That is very important. Do not try to catch the snake. It is no longer necessary for you to receive treatment to know exactly what type of snake has bitten you. Another old wives' tale, do not mark the X incision and suck out the venom.
Not to worry.
Or apply ice, heat, tourniquet, or electric shock. These are all things which have made a snake bite worse in the course of treatment. And do not give the victim alcohol. There may have been alcohol involved before the bite, but do not add any alcohol after the fact. Caffeine, drugs, or any other types of stimulants, because they will increase the flow of the venom through the body. Now, to find out more about snakes in your area, I suggest the Department of Wildlife and Ecology Conservation works with, in conjunction with the University of Florida, and they have a wonderful website. It is UF Wildlife at ifsas.ufl.edu. That was ufwildlife.ifas.ufl.edu. And that stands for the Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences. This website has all the information that you'll want or need to know about snake bites, preventing them, clearing your yard, and making it less inviting to have snakes come live in your yard. And I'd like to thank you all for being here today and listening.
You're welcome.
Woohoo!